So Beatrice, I just want to officially welcome you to Let's Talk here at Z now. It's such a pleasure to have you, and we are together sipping on wine. So yeah,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, absolutely. So, for those of us that actually don't really know you, like this is our first interview, and I know a lot of people know you, right? You are a successful social media influencer, amongst other things, okay? But then you are also other things that you've accomplished in your life or what you're doing. So I just kind of want to go back, tampe first, especially for what I wish you are going to win. Like, who is Beatrice? Where does Beatrice come from?
Beatrice, that's just long story short. I was born and raised in Zambia, and my parents died like when I was like young, between 9 and 14. That's when like both of my parents died. From there, I've mostly like been on my own, mostly like independent. I'm one person that basically I could say raised myself up. And I think in 2010, that's when I moved to US after I got married to my ex-husband. And once I moved mostly, I was like a high school dropout. Really, I passed my grade 9 back in Zambia, but I didn't have the funds to go like to grade 10, where you have to buy this and this. So I was like, okay, I give up. I'm just gonna become, work as a waitress and do other things, become a sugar baby. So from there, I decided to develop, and then I found doing what I was doing, being a sugar. That's how I got married and found myself in the US. So I got here, and then I realized the importance of education because everywhere you go, especially in America, if you're gonna find something, it's mostly they'll ask your content or like, what paper do you have? Can you
Right.
show us our paper? I was like, man, this country is all about what you have in school. So from there, I'm like, I didn't even have high school diploma. So I had to ask my auntie to go to the high school, which is Mioma, where I completed grade 9 and passed. And they sent those papers here to US. Once they sent those papers here to US, then I went back actually grade 9. I went back to high school. I was married.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah, so I went back to high school. I was married. Graduated from high school in US, and then from there applied to a university, which I got accepted as an honor student because when I graduated in high school, I was doing very well. So once you go to a college, they look at your scores, like SCT scores and ETC. So I received like an honor scholarship from Seattle Heights University. And from there, I think I switched university to Davenport University. And during that 2014, got divorced. I got divorced. I was working like, factory working in the US and also going to school. And then fast forward, ended up like, okay, I don't want to work at night too much. Got back to being a sugar, again, where I love money. So that's not a fact. So from there, I met someone like who definitely changed my life and started helping me for school, etc. Like from there, my life changed. Started doing business. And there I am now, getting married, completing college. I'm a cybersecurity analyst. And on the other end, also, I work for Facebook as a content creator, which most tweets just started like probably a year ago. I remember I was one of the first people Facebook contacted to like an invite where they say, hey, we are all doing this. Would you like to be part of the program? Because I was just posting videos by then for entertainment because I love talking with people. So all of a sudden I found myself when Facebook did that. I was so excited, even if there was less money coming in, but I was excited. That's it, working with them. And that's like over 1 year now. And on top of that, working with Amazon, like their Amazon, like video creator. If you go on Amazon.com/shop/Beatrice Mwansa.com or Beatrice Mwansa, you can find me there where I make videos and recommend products and this for Amazon. So I just have a bunch of things going on. And apart from that, I got business back inside, back and forth. Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So that's why they call you Beatrice, the Zambian hustler.
I think that's the first time I'm hearing that. Normally people call me Beatrice Sugar Baby.
Actually, like the first time somebody introduced me to like your content, they told me like, don't you what you get out there? Na chana chaba ku US like chila chita has. So they didn't say anything about like sugar baby anything. I think like they were just more fascinated on, what you do as a person, more than like the content that you put out, which we're going to get to that. So like you've been on Facebook for a year, and then you've grown your page tremendously. I mean, that's insane. Like what's the secret behind that? And like, getting those numbers, like that's insane. I mean, that's insane. What do you want to hear?
And what happened is with Facebook, when I first started on my page, I was already going live on my personal account, and talking. Just I'm one of those people that front. I say what I say, and it is what it, I don't know. That's the way I am. So I was always talkative, even for a long time. I've always been like this. So even on my like personal page, I used to talk and go live, and my personal page started growing. Then I'm realizing like, okay, I can't keep people on my personal page. Let me open a Facebook page. That's when I opened a Facebook page and started posting videos. So I was constantly, and by then I didn't even know I was starting making money from it. I think what has made me to gain like in 1 year so many people is my content, and also my mentor teaching me on what I should do to be a successful content creator, and also Facebook. So Facebook, one thing I give them thumbs up, because when I first joined the content creator, I was making videos, yes, but after Facebook content creator course, which they tell us like what you need to do when you become online. When you go online, you have to have a topic. You have to do this thing. It's like they gave us 2 weeks intensive training of how to be successful. Okay, they give an example. Okay, if you want you, they like one thing I would say. There's one after 1 month after I signed up, they gave me a goal, and that goal was to get certain people. So when they give you that goal and they say, if you do this, we'll give you this much money, you know how hard you're going to work for it.
Yeah.
So some of the credit I give it to Facebook. They pushed me, but only that also it's they opened a door for me where I was already talking and putting content there, but it's something that I had to go through training to become a professional content creator, but also mostly it has to do with the content. So for me, I talk about content. Like if someone doesn't want to talk about, that's what I'll talk about. I'll think like, what would be the topic I can talk about today that some people will hate me, and some people will be like, this bitch. And some people will be like, oh, yes, done. So that's the way I am. When I'm creating content, I think about topics that I can make people talking on my page. The more the people are talking on my page and commenting, the more it tells Facebook that people likes what you're posting, and Facebook pushes to other people. So I can say what has helped me is content, creating content with topics, and also pushing it to people. But also Facebook played the big role on growing my page, because I was one of those people that they invited face when they just became like at first there was just like you create video, then we put ads on your video. So that's what helped me.
Yeah. So now, like, just to also take a step back, so before we actually get more into the Facebook aspect of it, of course, that's what made you popular, Kubantu Abengi, to a lot of people. But like, you actually told me once that you wanted to be a doctor first of all before you even pursued the other career that you wanted to do of cybersecurity, which like, I mean, you have to be very smart to be a doctor, which a lot of people might not even know, because I'm a doctors, like especially here in America, they just don't accept anybody, to be able to qualify for that. So that being said, like another thing that people ridicule you so much for is like I'm a AR syndrome, which you embrace so much yourself, what I mean? But at the same time, like you are a smart person, so like, does that make you sometimes feel a little bit of some type of way, I guess, when people come at you like, mix, but at the same time, when we know you're a very, very smart person, like, does that maybe sometimes make you just feel a certain way?
No, actually, it doesn't bother me, and this why. I remember at first it used to bother me, but after it didn't. And this why. My first year in college, I remember when I first completed high school, I completed high school with honors. where I was a top student and my SAT scores to go to college. You know how the American college system works.
Yeah.
If your score is high, you go to a college, they give you an honor student. That means you go there and on your paper it shows that you're honor student. That means you are smart. So yes, I do certain things in my personal life, but when it comes to school, yeah, I'm well much more articulated person. But again, that kind of thing about my area, it doesn't bother me because I remember even my first day college, my teacher, actually they at university they told me, okay, if you want to go and improve your area issues, you can. They offered me that. And then I walked in that school, I walked in that class, and the class was like, okay, this and that. You know how they teach in RIF school,
Yeah.
mostly like, oh. Then I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I went there for 2 days. 2 days. The second day, I was probably second day. I was like, wait a minute. Actually, me and my friend from Brazil, we both walked out of that class and never went back. We walked in there. The teacher the way this and that. Then I asked the teacher, so will RL, me and the other affect me how to be successful in life? She's like, no. This is just something that if you want to improve on your time, I'm like, okay, if it won't affect me, then I am who I am. I'm gonna move through with it. If people don't like it, they don't like it. But as long as I'm proud of who I am, I'll be. And I never went back to that class because I thought I was wasting money in college to go to a class that it won't help me with anything.
So
at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why I don't even worry about it, because at the end of the day, I'll give you an example. You've seen people from, like, let's say Chinese, Hispanic. There's a lot of Chinese doctors.
For sure.
That you are going to a doctor's. I've been to a doctor's office where they've got an accent. Their English is, sometimes with their English, you can tell, like, okay, this person is from a different country, got an accent. But you can't tell that person you and me because your English is not is good. No, I don't think English is the measure of intelligence. But again, people, especially in certain parts of Africa, do usually use English as a weapon for intelligence. But again, you have to blame our country mostly, especially in some parts of Africa, to colonialism. When colonialism came, they introduced English, and they were forcing people to learn English. And mostly we still have that mentality. But if you find a white guy butchering our English, we won't be like, oh, cute! Oh my God, he's dying! Cute! But see, that's where I'm like, Jesus, give me a break.
For sure, no, that's true though. What you're saying is true. And when you look at our guys from like Nigeria, for instance, our guys, they don't even care so much like how their English sounds. They even have, made their own English, that they've mixed their language with English, and they've made their own language, and they even get by. Like, if my guys feel, they don't even worry. Like, they go anywhere.
And the fun part, that's their identity. And even us Zambian now, as we are talking, we really like their English because it has made their identity. Some people you find even trying to speak like Nigerians. Why? That's their identity. So when you see you are from a different country, then you try to criticize someone for their English, try to make them speak like a white person. For me, I look at that person as like, okay, how much has your English paid you? And how far has your English taken you? Because when you go look for a job, they want to make sure you understand and communicate English. Okay, that's one of the most important about understanding and communicating. But they don't worry about email statements, maybe your RL or stuff like that. Yeah, you have to repeat some words again. But again, I think it all has to come back with the colonialism and our mentality in Africa.
Absolutely right. So, guys, you see, like, Beatrice is not just out here talking about she's literally breaking it down. Now we can learn from Beatrice. So now, but Beatrice, so like, okay, so we've kind of explored a little bit about, just about your academic side, and I'm gonna take some wine here because we're gonna get into some spicy, into the spicy side
Oh
of.
my God, let me sip some wine. So like, let me sip some wine and calm my hair down so that I can be ready for that for those things. Okay, I think I
This
did
is
calm my hair down.
This is why you know that it's about to get interesting. So now, but okay, like, at what point did you decide like now you need to take the Facebook thing seriously?
When I started getting paid, when the money started coming in from Facebook, that's when I'm like, holy shit. So I can really make money from making videos. That's when I got really serious. And mostly, I had people calling me like, "Hey, we want you to do ads, this and this," or like I had like a TV show in Zambia which reached out a year ago. They want to put me on that TV show, but I didn't like the terms and conditions, which I had to say no. But when I looked at Facebook, how much they were paying me, I'm like, it's worth it. That's why you barely see me posting ads like on my page. It's because I make money through direct with Facebook. And that's where I got serious because I saw the money coming in. I'm like, man, there's potential in here. Let's carry us before this thing blows up.
yeah. Okay, I see. So now you decided to take the whole thing seriously. Okay, great. No,
Yeah.
but one thing that you always say.
This question I died to ask you: are you really a sugar baby, Beatrice?
Yes, darling. 75, darling. If thou owns, darling, if thou owns a school for that, I would be my master's and PhD. Yes, darling. That's my personal life. That kind of my personal life. Oh, yes.
No,
You said you're a sugar baby. Now, like okay, so you've done cybersecurity, which is a high-paying job, right? A very high-paying job. No, but like, why still also be a sugar baby when you have this high-paying career, which is giving you like tons of moolah?
Do you know something, darling?
uh-huh.
When you have your own, when you can make your own money and have a man who makes 10 times more than you make,
Uh-huh.
life is sweet. Imagine serving your own and spending somebody's own. Oh, that's what gives me the thrills. That's why when I was looking for a man, I'm like, I need someone who makes more than me. Okay. So that's exactly what it's all about.
Mm.
So you found somebody who actually makes more than you do. So they spoil you, like you get spoiled the hell out.
Actually, I did. And we are now almost getting married.
Ah, okay. So that question was actually coming later on because I wanted to find out exactly like what's new. But I had seen you posted on social media that you're getting married. And you said this summer or next summer?
Huh?
You getting married this summer?
Yeah, this summer, like Michigan summertime, we are trying to figure out if it should be New Year's or go somewhere in a country like tropical island and get married. But that's where the thing is like back and forth. It was supposed to be last winter, but due to coronavirus, because during winter the coronavirus was high, so we postponed it to summer.
So when do we get to see? Like when would we actually get to see him? Mugaisi.
You see on my wedding day. But people that lives here, I've known some Zambians who lives here. They have seen him, they have met him, and sometimes at Zambian events, way back, even before I started making a video, he used to come there and maybe pick me up, and then come inside, and then I'll go with him. So some people have met him. I just never used to post him because I didn't think it was at the right time. Like if you catch a big fish, you gotta first learn about it before you expose it to people. That's just the way I am.
I see. Yeah, because I'm a Zambian. Like I see sometimes people will just be all up in your business. Quite embody yeah, like everybody just has something to say, whatever. So now I get it. Number the just first of all exploring on the whole thing of the sugar baby, okay? Like, so what qualities then were you looking for, like, in that somebody? Like, is it just like, does it only have to have money, but like, oh, if we have a lawyer, could he with you know, like, does he have to be loyal or?
I wanted someone. Mostly for me, I start first with this.
So this
One
comes
start
first.
is okay. Yeah, I don't look at a guy's face or whatever. I go face straight to this. Once that checks out, then I start exploring. I like someone who's loyal, someone who is like, okay, can I see myself grow up with this someone? And if so, this person is successful, and if me with the successful I have on my own, we put together, we could make something that is marvelous. So this is something that I always make. I want a man that can help me, not just help me, but be part of me becoming a better person of me. Yes, I want someone who's more established, but it doesn't mean that I'll just sit and be dependent on him. I want someone also who push me and say, hey, go do this. For example, when I was in school,
Yeah.
you find me drinking. It's like, don't you go to school this afternoon? Go to school. You can't be slacking like this. I want a man that pushed me to be a better person than I was. I want a man that if I want to do a business, this is potential. Be like, okay, do business, or I'll give you this follow, or I'll just give you this money, go do business, and let's see how you go. That's what I want. I want someone who pushes me to become a better person than I was yesterday. That's one of the most things I do actually look in a man, is those things.
Okay, I see. So now, like, since you're getting married, I guess this question doesn't apply. But like before, did you ever like find yourself in a situation where maybe like you found somebody and then maybe like that person has someone, like, would that situation be okay if they maybe have a relationship side, but then like, you know, they like you, but then they have money?
Oh, I actually did. There's some videos I even actually have some videos where I talked about. I'm like, man, I went on a date with Sugar. I used to have videos like that where I just come and talk about what I went on a date with and how it went and it went horribly. So yes, I did find someone where you're like, okay. Then sometimes you find them and then they'll be like, okay, I'm looking for some side bit. I'm like, okay. I don't think it'll work. Here's the thing: when you become a side bit, it's mostly about it's gonna give you money and you're just gonna fuck you. That's it. So there's nothing don't read anywhere. So I've met different kind of men, I've met different kind of personality, but the most thing that I was looking for was that one loyal person. And then the thing is, I would have been married a long time, but mostly I was always skittish. You know, if a guy comes to me and say this, I look at how much he makes and how much I'm making in future, I'll be like, hell no, no. So yes, I have met different shades of people. It's in my city, like, oh my god. In my city, most people be like, oh, that African girl, I'm not here.
No, I get
That. So with that, you decided to go with a certain route when it comes to the content that you put out on your page. And you know, like you said earlier on, you're the type of person that you say what's on your mind. Okay. No, but like, what made you to stick to the explicit type of content that you put out per page? Like you say a lot of things that a lot of people would not even attempt to say. Like literally, I watched your videos. I'm just like,
So my page was turned into 18 plus by Facebook because that's my content. But
rated
one
R.
thing that
Yeah.
made me, one of the things also you asked me earlier, what made my page successful or in within 1 year, what I've done. It's because of that content. I go for that content where what content can I post that some people will be pissed off. By the time I post and not only be pissed off, is I want people to know certain things. There is a thing that I find about us Africans. Here's one. As Africans, we like to pretend like we are perfect, like we don't do things in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But those things we do there, it's rarely you find an African parent teaching their kids and say, hey, you have reached to this age. I know you need to use protection. Eh? I'm just saying that no African parents will see their
Yeah.
kids and tell them, you can't do this. Okay. They will tell you, okay, now that you are a boy, do not touch women. If you touch women, your thing will fall off. Okay,
Yeah.
that kind of thing is not good. You're
Right.
gonna teach, you gotta get these kids, sit down with them and tell them, hey, you have reached to that area where you are gonna have a boyfriend, you wanna have a girlfriend. But remember, you can have HIV, STDs, or get someone pregnant, or you can get pregnant. This is what you can expect. This is what we need in our African community. You need to tell your kids what to do, this and this. But when you talk about certain things like that, people will be like, but that's what definitely is missing. For me, I talk about topics that I found to be real life situation or things that I've gone through, things that I think sometimes I'll just be facing a situation. I'm like, Like for example, years back, I talked about a guy who had a real time winning, and that and that topic, I talked about it on my page. Why? Because I faced it. So I go sometimes on topics that I faced or went through, and I know that it's a bunch of people who are faced it. There's guys who have faced certain women and they don't like it. Like, okay, some guy made a woman that is thinking. That's some type of question. So for me, what makes me talk about this topic is I want something that happens in real life that people don't want to talk about, but they face them. While some people they might be shy, some people they don't want to talk about it. But I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. Number like somebody on the same guy. Like, do these people like do they have confidence like they are going to get the job done? I'm just curious.
Well, some men do have confidence, even if some men who have confidence like this when they are getting things like this. And some men who have confidence like this when they are doing this like this. So it all depends on the person. Really, some people different personality. You know, when you are dating, you get to know different guys,
Yeah.
different girls. I'm sure guys can relate. So it all depends.
Yeah, but I think the thing with that is like it's different though from from like men and women, because like the way that men have different sizes feet as well, it's not the same with women. You know what I mean? So the confidence levels is kind of different. But I don't know, like what are some of the things I guess that women would struggle with in comparison to to men's like size, like when it comes to women, like what are the things that would like reduce a woman's confidence?
Mostly a woman is having a guy that one of reason man's confidence is thinking they're not pretty enough, or thinking they're not perfect, or thinking there's other girl who are prettier than them. That definitely puts up a woman's confidence. Or when you are a guy and you tell your girlfriend like you're ugly, or when that guy say, okay, why can't you be like the other girl? That can reduce a girl's confidence. One thing I know about us women, we like a guy that can give us praises. So it's all about not only about guy giving women praises, it's about as a girl, whoever you are, whatever you do, whatever body shape, whatever face you are, every day you wake up in the mirror and just say, I am the shit. I don't give a shit about what people say. You see, your confidence level will go up. Somebody may come and tell you shit, you'll be like, I don't give a shit. I know I'm the shit, darling. Move over, let me walk over. So it's all about you knowing you and know that no matter what, you might not be perfect, you might have flaws, we all have flaws, nobody's perfect, but you gotta know that I am beautiful and I am confident. So that's all what most women will lack, and that's what is needed. Once you reach to that level where you start saying, I am who I am, and accept your flaws and your good parts, oh, anybody can say shit about you, and you're just like, okay, let's climb.
Okay, so now like let's talk about hate. because you have a lot of haters, especially with you know what you said about the content that you put out there, and you know, I know for one thing, like recently you had this one guy. I don't know if you know the guy, like people like Hagra Tembo, Katishingan Hagra Tembo, which to me he actually seems like he's obsessed with you because sometimes
But do you mean that Kachkala? Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So like you know, he to me he seems like he's obsessed. You know, I seen him post you like in a different light where he talks so good about you, and then he would turn around and he would say like the worst thing a person can ever say. And then I see where he made a post that you sent him money, like actually 32,000 kwacha with an apology, but then you double down to say no, you had nothing to do with that. So was that something true? Because some people are saying like, okay, maybe like you guys when I'm banga ka, you know, like now I'm banga fika thing up, but like for cloud, like for followers and for whatever. So like, what was that situation like? Because I want to make everybody to believe that you know you apologized and all that.
Yeah, one thing that I'll say, I'll never make up drama to try to grow my page. That's something actually I was taught on my Creator Studio program. They say, make content that will last 4 years. You can trend 2 days, 3 days, and people will talk, laugh, and forget about you. But you can make content that people will talk about forever. For example, you make a certain video, you post on Facebook. If people experience that every day in their lives, they'll go back and watch that video. And that's how you make money. As a content creator, you don't make money by going by everybody posting and talking about. We make money by videos lasting forever, because the more people come back to that video and watch it and learn something from that video, get entertained, the more you make money. So that's one of the things that even somebody was who like I talked to before I started making videos. They gave me this like, hey, make video that will last a long time, not videos that do 1 day, 2 days. And that's when you get pissed off, you have drama, those things will last 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, people talk about it, and they'll forget about it. It'll be a new drama. So that's not being a professional content creator. A content creator makes content that will last for a long time, especially when you are being paid for putting ads on your video. Because again, do you think people come back and watch the drama between somebody, the two of you? Most likely no. Right. Unless something has happened that they want to rephrase back. But if it's a video about how to do this or this and this, they'll be like, man, I think I saw a video about that. Let me go back again and see what I can try to improve. So that's what I've learned from being a content creator. So that thing is, I never knew about that guy the first time or whatever. The only time I learned about it is when he posted thing about my education. Actually, the one thing that made me respond to him is because he talked about my education. If he talked about me being a sugar baby, me liking money, I would not even respond, because those are things I consider non-factor. But you come and attack me for education, yeah, I'll definitely come back to it, because especially when some things like professional work like that, people will Google and go. I know how the internet works. When it comes to professional life, you don't play with somebody's professional life. It deleted something that I worked so hard to get, working nights and going to school in the morning. That's something definitely I have to say something about. And that's why I responded to him. Otherwise, I never knew about that guy or wherever I even sent him or where he came from. Until somebody tagged me into his post and I looked at it, I was like, oh, wow. How can you go and say this and this about someone? Education when you don't know? So that's what pissed me off and made me respond to you. I normally actually ignore people. Mostly somebody would talk, I'm like, let them talk. At least I'm keeping them busy, their Facebook page or whatever busy. So, but when it comes to education, that's something I'll respond back, because if you Google Beatrice Mwansa, you see there's a personal side and there is a professional side. On RigJam, you see my Rich page. And my Rich page is for people like every semester I used to be on a president list, every semester at Davenport. So those things matter to me. I've managed to keep my personal life and my personal life differently. That's why I don't normally put a lot of personal of education life on my Facebook. If you notice, I don't talk a lot about my, like, oh, I'm at work, or this and this. I try not to put as much because I try to minimize the difference between personal and professional. So that drama, it's not like it was created or anything. The dude just got something. I'm sure most is because people started posting about. I think how that guy started talking about Miss Mosty regarding the girl that got like the girl at the booth, Airtel or something. So I made a video about how the guys can find and track the phone number.